Hey guys, be sure to press like and subscribe. Today I'm going to talk about a subject that I've talked about in the past, but I wanted to bring this up again because the other day I got a email from somebody about expat that passed away down south of here. And I guess when he passed away, he left nothing. And they're trying to take up collections from people in town and try to get the guy buried, I guess. And I told him, I says, listen, I says, you're never going to collect that amount of money. I says, you should just call the embassy and see what they're going to say. And I don't think you're going to get a good reply, But when you die over here and you don't have any money to bury yourself, you leave behind a huge mess for these people, for the people that care about you. And not only do you leave them in poverty because you left these people behind without income, your family or what have you, or your girlfriend and their kids or whomever it may be. You left them a bigger mess because you left them in debt. And you have to have a plan. And if you don't have that plan over here, don't even come. Don't even come. And a lot of guys, when I talk to them about, what do you got for plans when you pass away? This is, what do I care? I'm dead. And it just baffles my brain sometimes that people can think like that and don't think about anybody else but themselves. And a lot of Westerners, it's not just Americans, it's a lot of Westerners that come over here, but Americans seem to have that attitude a little bit worse than others. But it's also with the UK and Australians and even people from Europe tend to have like that attitude. What do I care? I'm going to be dead. And sometimes, guys, you got to think, and, we have to have a little mercy on the people that care about us. Leave them something behind, not just to bury you, but also to take care of themselves a little bit too. I mean, they took care of you when you were alive. Take care of them, even after you pass away, because you're more able to do that than they are. If you guys are coming over here and, this is why we keep hammering on this micro budget stuff, and I'm like, it's like, when's it going to get through to these people? You have to have the money to take care of your loved ones to a certain extent. Leave them something too, and that's one of the reasons why I tell people come over here with like a decent amount. The sweet spot budget's excellent, but $1,500 or more is okay. But when I say $1,500, at least you can put aside some money to bury yourself, and then leave a little bit of extra money maybe for your family or whatever, so they can get their feet on the ground again, maybe for a business or what have you, because they're going to have to readjust, and you don't want these people ending up in the streets. You just don't. And I know a lot of guys don't care. Have a little heart, guys. I've ran into some people over here with really foul attitudes towards even their family, they just don't care. They marry these women. Sometimes I think it's just to babysit them when they get sick or whatever. And it's not a love type of relationship, because when you talk to them, it's like when they die, they don't care what happens to their family. They really don't. When you say something like, what do I care? I'm going to be dead. But yet you're going to leave a body for your family to try to get buried and take up a collection for. And that's not fair to your family. It's not fair to anybody. And I've talked to this before, saying that this is the reason why I won't give money. I will not give a red nickel to anybody taking up a collection for an expat. Not even one nickel. I won't give it to them. 1 peso, 1 nickel, whatever. I won't give a red cent to anybody that does something like that to their family, because I could really care less. Because if you didn't care about your family and you didn't care enough about your friends to have like some sort of life insurance, why should I worry about you? And it's sad to say that, and some people might say that's a little bit hardcore, Steve, and maybe it is. But for me, I just don't, I just see too many expats leaving behind that responsibility of leaving expats to take up a collection for them or something to bury these people, or to get them cremated or what have you. And yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe it's like $600 or $800 for a cremation or whatever. And then, a plot is much more than that. So then they just bury him on the ocean or what have you, or spread his ashes over a mountain or something like that. But it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult for the people that have to deal with this. I've been left with a mess like this before, so I can speak to this. And I can speak to it very loudly that it took up about almost a month of my time dealing with a death of a expat here, and it's not fun and it's not easy. It's not fun calling the family members and friends to let them know, and to let them know that there was a mess left behind. And it's really difficult on family members that haven't talked to this person for a while or whatever. It's difficult on the friends, and I did get it finished what I had to do, but I won't do that anymore. I just won't do it anymore unless it's somebody that I know and they have something set up to take care of that, their death. Then I'll take care of it. I have no problem with somebody that's planned well or something like that and says, hey, Steve, can you take care of this for me? Like when I die, call these people, here's what you got to do, Sure, no problem. If it's a fairly easy fix, I'll help out. But no, for these other people that don't do no planning, I will not ever do anything like that. I just can't see myself being put back in that position again. And I don't think anybody else wants to be put in that position. It's very difficult and heart-wrenching sometimes to be in that position, and it's just not a good place to be. So guys, if there's one thing you can do is at least put part of your emergency fund available somewhere that somebody knows where it is or whatever, or somebody has access to it so that they can at least bury you, at the least, or cremate you at the least. And, be able to take care of things. And leave behind something for your family. If you're with a girlfriend or a wife or whatever that you really care about, you want to leave her something to carry her through, to get her feet back on the ground, to get resettled to living without that income coming in or what have you. It's really hardcore to leave somebody with nothing to bury you with and nothing to move on with, and some of these women, they have a little bit of money aside, but they're not going to use it to bury you because they have to move on. So they have a hard choice to make of either using that money to bury you or to survive. And if it came to me, if that came down on me and it was about my survival, the other person has already passed away. It's a hard choice for somebody to make, but you're going to say, I'm going to worry about myself. Let's be honest here, and that's a tough decision for anybody to make. But anyway, guys, be sure to get some sort of life insurance or have some money aside. That's why the emergency funds are there. But make sure that somebody in your family has a way to get to that money. If, God forbid, something happens to you, make sure that somebody can get to it to be able to bury you, or cremate you, or what have you. Just make sure you're safe, Make sure that you when you pass away, that your body is going to be taken care of properly. And if there's one thing I can try to impress upon people the most, that's the biggest one. That's the biggest one right there, because of the fact that so many expats over here die and leave nothing behind. Nothing. I would say probably more than half over here die like that. More than half. And that's not a good number. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching.